Right, get in, lads. Chelsea have just won 2-0. I'm absolutely delighted with that performance. We finally got a win. We got more than one goal in a game. How much more can you expect from the Blues? I think this could be a bit of a turning point. So what I wanted to do tonight is go through all the things that went right. There were quite a few of them, weren't there? So let's get into it right now. So first of all, let's talk about Pochettino. There have been so many people saying that this guy isn't good enough. There have been people calling him out on Twitter. They've been saying that he's out of his depth, that he isn't a winner, that he can't get this team to play together. And I just think it's a load of bollocks, to be honest with you. He showed tonight that he could set up a team, and fair enough, right, it's Fulham, and we're not expecting them to be the best team in the world. We should be beating them, right? But we've seen thus far, we've had games where we haven't been able to beat easier opposition. And look, there's no ill will towards Fulham. I think they are a quality setup. I think Marco Silva has got a very, very good tactical setup. So look, credit where credit's due to them. And that's why I think we do need to give praise to Mauricio Pochettino, right? He deserves it. So let's go through how we set up the team. So we had Sanchez in goal. We had Colwell on the left, Thiago Silva, Disasi, and then we had Cucurella on the right. Now, in that back five, I thought this was going to set up slightly differently when I first looked at the team sheet. I thought it could be Cucurella on the left, Colwell in the middle, Disasi over to the right hand side, and Thiago Silva as the other centre back. Now that would be the easy option, and we know that Poch doesn't necessarily set up his team in a tactically easy way, or predictable way I should say, and so this was an interesting one. Obviously Cucurella had played midweek in that right back position, and I thought today he was absolutely brilliant there. So the back four again have been absolutely brilliant, and to get another clean sheet with our boys there, I think they deserve an immense amount of credit. And again, people were saying that Sanchez wasn't good enough, and it's just not fair, is it? Like, he made a very good save today. There were moments where he was slightly shaky, but overall, like, he got the clean sheet, and that's all that matters in performances like today. So overall, I thought the defence was very solid. Then we got the midfield. It was Gallagher, Caicedo and Enzo. Gallagher today was a number 10. Enzo was slightly deeper, and we'll talk about that more in detail in a second. And then you had Mudryk on the left, who played up until half time, Palmer on the right, and then you had Armando Broja back in the team, and it was so good to see him back, wasn't it? So look, let's talk about this tactical setup, right? I think that we were all calling out for this, and maybe Poch has been watching some of the videos. I wouldn't blame him, to be honest with you. I think I think we've been shouting it, and Joey and I have been talking about this on his show as well, right? We wanted to see the number 10 position being utilised. We wanted to see an advanced midfielder play there, and Gallagher took up that role. The defence was solid. Again, we saw bodies getting in and around Broja, which we've been talking about extensively. So look, for all the criticism that Poch got, I think today was a very good performance for him. And look, we haven't had many opportunities to say that he has been performing very well as a manager and setting up the team in a way that we want to see, and I think tonight was one of those. So congratulations to him. Well done, Mauricio, and we are expecting many more great performances like we did tonight. The second thing that I wanted to talk about in detail was our midfield. So obviously we were chatting there about the tactical setup of the team, and we saw that Enzo today was sitting slightly further deep with Caicedo, and then you had Gallagher in the number 10 role, and my god did this boy outperform today. I thought Gallagher was absolutely immense, wearing the captain's armband. He's an academy kid, and again another player that people said was not good enough for Chelsea and shouldn't be in the team. And let's be honest, right, there was a very real potential that he was going to leave in the summer, and I am very grateful that he stayed. I thought that his energy and drive up front in that number 10 position was absolutely immense, and you saw it throughout the game, right? Like, he was in a number 9 position at some points, he was in a deeper role at others, he ended up playing on the right hand side, then he ended up going back into the middle. I mean, where can this guy not play? I thought he was absolutely immense. I saw the stats, the running stats, he was near enough 11k as well, so you know, when you look at that and you compare that to other players on the pitch, just immense. And I think he should be incredibly proud of himself, and I thought his performance was brilliant. But then you look at the other two, right, and again they were just as good. Like, Enzo was whipping balls around. We wanted to see him in that deeper role for ages, and we've been screaming out for it. We saw it in Argentina when he's been playing for them, how good he is in a pivot with another player. And when you think about it, the Caicedo Enzo pivot is like immense. It is total quality, and again another set of players that have been totally maligned for how good they are. And again, people are saying, are they worth their price tags? And I think tonight they showed that they were. But for me, I leave the best till last. I thought, and I mean this, that Caicedo was my man of the match. I thought the way that he broke up play was absolutely immense. And I thought the pass that he did, which was the pass before the assist for that first goal, was absolutely brilliant. He picks up the ball in the middle of the pitch. He sort of pings it slightly over the defence in a sort of a looping fashion. It slides off the turf. Cole gets it, and then he plays through Mudryk, who then does an amazing finish through the legs of the goalkeeper Leno, who has been in amazing form, right? Like, he had 3 clean sheets on the road before this game. I had him in my fantasy team, Leno, because I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Benched him for tonight, though, because, come on, Chelsea are always going to score, right? And look, where's his confidence coming from? I don't know. I don't get it, to be fair. And maybe we are getting ahead of ourselves, but look, it's been a really hard 12 months. And so, look, to get a bit gassed up about this performance tonight, I don't think anyone would begrudge us for doing so. So yeah, I thought the midfielders were absolutely immense, every single one of them. And it's just nice to see some cohesion between those players. They have been playing quite a lot together, and obviously in different roles, but yeah, I thought tonight was brilliant. And again, that's Pochettino learning from his mistakes. He's seen that Enzo is slightly better, deeper, Gallagher's better going forward. He's changed it. So again, fair play to him. You can't do any more than that. Talking about some more amazing performances, let's call out Cole Palmer. I mean, this guy was absolutely brilliant tonight. He had his first start for Chelsea. He was playing off the right hand side, and I just thought he was absolutely brilliant. The way he was cutting in, he was swapping positions, he was going all over the pitch, and I just thought he was very intelligent. He made very astute decisions when he was passing. He just had that air of calmness. When he got the ball, he was making very, very good passes. Obviously, his pass went through to Broja for the second goal. And look, we got lucky with that second goal. But look, if you're not in the positions, Armando, you're not going to score. So congratulations to him. I thought that was a very, very good bit of play. But yeah, Cole Palmer, I think he's got some work to do about his sort of like strength, his athleticism, maybe actually a bit of mentality as well, in the way that he was sort of like going in and winning tackles and coming off second best sometimes. And so look, that's a harsh criticism, but I want all these boys to be better. I'm sure the coaching staff are all over them with some of their some of that feedback, right? That's fair enough. But overall, look, let's give him some praise. I think he really, really deserves it. Congrats to him. Let's talk about Mudryk now. Obviously, that was an interesting one, wasn't it? He came off at half time. But look, I called it out on the kickoff and I got some pelters for it, right? About how this guy was going to come good. And I really, really did mean that. Like, I knew watching him, the way he was marauding up and down that left-hand side, cutting in, shooting, with his assists, with his passing. I just thought he was absolutely brilliant today. And it was a real shame for him to go off in the first half. But, let's just talk about the finish for a second. What a finish that was, slipping it through the legs of Leno. And I think a lot of people now will be a lot more worried about him, about coming up against him. So, I think he's proven a lot of people wrong. And I think he deserves to have a lot of plaudits now. So congratulations to Mudryk. Look, how many congratulations are we doing here? Like, it's just been brilliant. And like, look, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm chuffed, and I'm sure a lot of you are too as well. So let's get on to the next point, which is about injuries. And like, are we actually cursed? Like, I am actually a bit worried about it now. Like, 12 players, I think it was, before the game. And then, Mudryk goes off at half time. Caicedo's got an injury at the end there and has to go off. Like, I don't know how many more injuries that we can actually do and sustain and still put out a team at this rate. We're going to end up playing under 18s in the squads at this point. And, you look at the bench, and to be fair, it was stacked with under 18s, players that have never even played for Chelsea, as they called out in the commentary. So, yeah, I am worried about the injuries. And if we get many more of these, we are going to be in serious trouble, especially with the games that we've got coming up. Before I talk about the last point, I just want to tell you guys about Aveste, my clothing brand. You've heard it a million times. If you haven't checked it out, go to aveste.co.uk or click the link in the description below. I keep talking about it because I love it. The Chelsea blue college tee from Saintloco. Check that one out. That is an absolute beaut. And then also have a look at the new sweats that have come in from Cheap Life. Those are absolutely brilliant. Beautiful font on the back of those. So check those out. And yeah, let's get back in to talking about Amanda Broja and the difference that he's going to make to our attack. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that Jackson is under a bit of pressure now. Like, you saw that he was a bit hit and miss, that he wasn't necessarily converting the chances that were presented to him. You saw how much XG he was underperforming, that I talked about in my last video. And Broja tonight, while he only made 60 minutes, and again, who can begrudge him for only making that amount of time, considering his 10-month layoff for his injury, I thought he played very, very well. And I think Jackson sitting on the sidelines, he was sat there behind the bench. I thought he would be a little bit worried now with that. Like, I could see Jackson coming in straight away for the next game, to be fair, just because, you know, he is fitter, you know, Broja is going to be sort of like slowly integrated into the team, and I can see him missing the next one and being on the bench, being able to come on after 60 minutes or so, give him half an hour again, a run out to get the sort of the legs moving. But again, like, you know, this is what we thought he could do, right? You know, we thought he was so good at the hold up play. We know he can get in behind. There was a moment in the second half where he just sort of just bosses a centre back and just gets round him as well. So yeah, what a performance from this guy. And while it wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance for him, I thought it was a very, very good one. And I think he should be really proud of what he did on the pitch today. And look, I tell you what, to get the 1.73 XG that we were looking at for the game, that tells a story. Again, we had less possession than we usually do, right? I think the stat was 44%, I'm just looking, was that our possession stat. So again, we weren't playing in this like dominant, anemic way where we can't get a goal, but we still managed to get two in quick succession in that first half and put the game to bed. So yeah, look, I'm absolutely chuffed with that performance, and I hope now that we can go on a bit of a run. Like, we've got Burnley next, that should be a game that we're winning quite convincingly, and you really hope that we do sort of keep that momentum going. It would be brilliant if we could. But I'm really interested to see what you guys think as well, so let me know in the comments what you thought of the performance, who stood out for you. Is there anyone that I've missed out and not giving them credit? To be honest with you, I could have gone one by one through every single player, and even the players that came off the bench, to be honest. Ugo Chukwu, I mean, brilliant, love him. I wish he was starting, to be fair, just with his quality, but how can you fit him into that three-man midfield that we have at the moment that is so good, you know? But let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to the channel. It means absolutely the world to me. I'd really appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon in the next video.